My name's Andrew Lewis. I'm the Office of Government Relations Assistant Director. I'm going to kick it off by passing the mic off to John Wheeler, the third, from UW Tacoma. And here we go.
Thank you, Andrew. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, students, alumni, Huskies! As I look into this massive crowd, I see tomorrow's future. I see the CEOs, the CPAs, the doctors, the lawyers, the scientists, and hopefully, future legislators. This economic crisis and the no new revenue package offer something of a challenge to the universities across our state, the legislature, and the entire state of Washington. But when I hear the word challenge, something inside me just burns and deep inside. What we have before us is the opportunity to forge a new vision, a new direction, and a new path for the future of what an investment in higher education means for the state of Washington. Some of you may have seen in the newspapers, or heard on TV, or heard talk amongst your friends about possible tuition increases. This is where I turn the question and answer back to you. All three of our campuses have begun campaigning and contacting our local legislators, letting them know that investment in higher education is in fact an investment in our future. So I ask you, let today not be the plateau of our advocacy. Get involved, stay involved, and let your voice be heard. When I say cuts to funding higher education, I want you all to bark as loud as you can. It's going to sound something like this. What do we think about cuts to funding for higher education?
But louder.
So again, y'all ready for this? What do we think about cuts to funding higher education? I can't hear you. What do we think about cuts to funding for higher education? What do we think about cuts to funding higher education? It is with my honor and privilege to introduce student lobbyist, director of OGR, UW Seattle, Quinn Majeski. Hello, my fellow Huskies! As my esteemed colleague John Wheeler said, my name is Quinn Majeski, and I'm the director of the Office of Government Relations for ACUW Seattle. Benjamin Disraeli once said that there is no education like adversity. If only that were true, we would be one of the most educated generations in the history of America. Unfortunately, that is simply not the case. We must rise each morning with the knowledge that we are the first generation to be less educated than the one that came before. We must attend class each day with the knowledge that our state is funding our 4 universities at the same level they were in 1988, the same year that many of us were born. We must work diligently at our part or full-time jobs, knowing that our degrees are worth less than ever before, and that we may be working those same jobs after we graduate. And we must read and review and study each night with the knowledge that when these cuts to higher education are occurring, they are robbing us of our future and robbing us of our potential as a society. And yet, when we finally go to sleep in the dark of the early morning, we must consider ourselves among the blessed, because we are the students who are still here. We are not one of those 22,000 students who never had a shot because they were eligible for the state need grant and never received it.
We are not those students who failed because the academic support services they needed were cut when state funding was. We are not one of the students who were forced to drop out simply to cover the rising cost of their student loans. We are not those students, but we must speak for them today. The fundamental truth is that Benjamin Disraeli was wrong. It is not that there is no education like adversity, but that there is no adversity like a lack of education. That when our society refuses to invest in our students, be they in early learning, K-12, or higher education, we set ourselves on a path towards nothing but adversity. We are here today as students to remind our legislators that the only way to meet this challenge is to invest in our students, invest in our universities, and invest in our future. Thank you.